Hi, fourth graders. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about plant parts. This whole week we will be thinking about the parts of a plant and what those parts do. So, the first thing is our question. How does each part, which we've looked at before. Now we're going to think about some of the vocabulary that we will be using during this work. The first one is behavior. A behavior is what a plant or animal does. Growth. This might be a familiar word. Growth is when something increases or expands, when it gets bigger. Plants. A plant is a type of organism that gets its energy from the sun and is unable to move from place to place on its own. Although some plants can move in very small ways, turn their leaves towards the sun or their flowers, they really can't move the way that animals or insects can move. Reproduction is the act of making copies or similar versions of something. Survival is the process of staying alive and in existence. This means that this is how something is. So when we think about survival in science, we often think about how an animal or plant is surviving. What parts of them are helping them to survive? Internal structure. This is simply the inside of something else. So as you can see, the internal structure is the inside of this apple. The external structure is simply the outside of something. The outside of the sunflower, you can see the leaves and the stem and the petals. A function is what something does. So we might think of the parts of the plant and what the functions are of that part. If we think about the video, they talked about how the roots can be like an anchor, which hold the plant into the ground. And that's its functions. That is what the roots do. It might have other functions, but that's one of the functions. A system is a group of interacting parts that form a whole. So each little piece of a plant work together as a system. So now it's time to grab a piece of paper, and I am going to ask you to answer a couple questions, and you're going to send a picture of this, or if you'd like to email this to your teachers, either way works, so that they can see what you've done in science today. Our first question is about vocabulary. I would like you to match the following. So I would like you to write down the words growth, behavior, survival, and plant. And then go ahead and pause the slide and write down the definition of each of those words. I will read them for you, or the definitions for you. The act of staying and remaining alive. Sorry about that. A living thing that produces its own food. To increase in physical size. The way a person or animal acts. Question 2. Which of the following is the main role of flowers found on most flowering plants? To take in air, to produce seeds, to absorb nutrients, to protect the sun. Again, you can just write down number 2 and write down the letter of the correct answer. So now we're going to correctly label the plant. This is the exact same plant that was in the video. The word bank is over here. So simply write the letters A, B, C, D, E, and F on your paper, and then write whichever is the correct part of the plant. The parts are leaves, buds, flower, stem, fruit, root. And our last question today is the same picture, but what I'd like you to do is go ahead and again label it A, B, C, D, E, and F on your paper, and then write down the function of each of these parts of a plant. Remember, a function is what a part of a plant or a part of something does. If you need to go back and rewatch the video or look at the PowerPoint at all, you can just rewind and you'll be able to find the answers there. So, which of these parts of a plant is a green pigment, absorbs sunlight, and helps make food? The next one is protects young flower from environment. The most beautiful part attracts bees and insects. Like a pillar, holds plant upright, carries water, food, and minerals. Contains extra food or seeds. And finally, absorbs water and minerals from the soil and acts as an anchor. So you're going to write down which of the, you can either write the name of the part of the plant, or you can write just the letter. Remember to submit this to your teacher and let them know that you watched this video. We hope you're doing well. Stay safe. I miss you.